Wes? Alright, we are live. Welcome everybody. We got Petunia the Pit Bull and Gray Goose here for an off-leash walk. Petunia, unfortunately, you know, we don't know how old Petunia is, but she's getting older. And she's got arthritis. Petunia, this way. She's got arthritis in her front right leg. And she's got a bit of a limp. And you could see she's got a lot more white on her face than she used to. What you think, Tunes? Yeah. She's still got a little pep in her step, though. She's still got a little pep in her step. For those that are new to the channel, Petunia is one of my greatest client success stories. What's up, James? Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, what you think, girlfriend? Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. And she was the first dog I ever put on my channel. She's actually only met Goose one other time. They've only met once. Goose is... Come on, Toonie. Yeah, let's go. Nice job, good girl. I gotta say, for having arthritis in that front leg, you're getting around pretty good. You're getting around pretty good. Yeah, Petunia used to have dog and human aggression. And her owner, who is an elderly woman, has done such a good job with it. It was originally supposed to be a foster. She ended up keeping the dog. Hey, Petunia. This way, girl. Come on. Good girl. Yeah, we're going to go this way. Nice job. Yeah. Yeah. Good girl. I haven't seen Petunia in a while, but as you can see, there's, you know, she obviously remembers who I am. Come on, girl. We're going to go this way. Yeah, this way. And there's Goose. Actually, this is the very first video I ever posted. This was the park. This was the park that we went to. Where you going, girl? Where you going? We got people on bikes here. What you think? We're not going to walk terribly long. As I said, she's got arthritis in her front right leg, so she's not getting around like she used to. See, she's got a little bit of a limp. You know. Okay. We got a guy on a bike over there. There's Goose. Oh, so I totally forgot even the topic. So Robert Hines made a post. I guess he's quitting. I found it interesting though, because he was kind of like shaming his audience. for not sharing his work, saying, well, if my work has helped you so much, why aren't people sharing it? Well, I guess if your message is constantly, filled with anger and hate, I guess maybe people won't be as apt to share it, but I guess that requires a little bit of self-awareness. I do find it interesting, though, how he talks all the time about people only doing it for money. But now he's saying he'll exclusively only basically he'll charge for the Zoom consults. But then beyond that, he'll only put the instructional videos, we're going to go this way, behind a paywall, or like a membership. So, which is nothing wrong with that. But don't go around accusing everybody else of only wanting money if, you know what I mean? But, you should be able to give free advice, but also have things that people would find of value behind a membership wall, Nothing wrong with doing both. But if you're curious as to what he said, just go to his channel. He's got a post. I think he made it last night. No. We're going to go this way. Oh, we're going to go this way, Tunes. This way. Yeah, this way. This way, Tune. Yeah. I think she's already ready to go home. I don't blame you, girl. Yeah, come on. Especially with all the jumping around. Hey. Yeah, don't go over there. This way. You see her limping right here. She got a little bit of a limp. Alright, hold on, Tunes. Let's wait for little Goose. She's coming. Appreciate everybody joining. This is Petunia the Pit Bull. And there's Grey Goose. Yeah. What you think, Toonie? Hmm? Here. Let's go this way. Come on. Yeah. She's like, nah, I'm over it. You're getting ahead of yourself, girl. Yeah. You want to go home already, huh? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Unfortunately, Petunia she's got arthritis in that front right leg. For those of you just joining. Yeah, she's like, I've had enough already. Okay. I still got this bag of shit here, Petunia. Still got this bag of shit. Whew. Sorry that cut out, guys. I don't know, can y'all still see me? Can y'all still see me? It's all black on my screen. I accidentally Can everybody still see me? I can't see anything on the screen right now. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Had a bit of a connect issue. Come on, Toons. I knew this wouldn't be a long walk. Petunia, I don't think she wants to walk very long. If you're just joining, Petunia's got some arthritis in her front right leg. And just getting around a little bit slower than she used to. All right. There's Petunia. Got a lot more white in her face. Right? She's just a little bit older. Anyway, appreciate everybody joining. There's Gray Goose. Goose and Patunia have only met one other time. Alright. But as I was saying earlier, it's Robert Hines made a post talking about how he's quitting. Interesting read if you want to go check it out. But appreciate everybody joining. Not feeling the best this morning, so apologies for being a little bit low energy. Yeah, we won't walk too much longer, Petunia. I know. Yeah, and you can see when she speeds up a little bit, you can see the limp. There's little Goose. Okay. All right, this way. Oh shit. It's all right, Goose. We're just knocking sticks over. Yeah, I guess that's not gonna stay in the ground. That's all right. Okay, let's go. Come on. Appreciate everybody joining. If you're new to the channel, this is Petunia the Pit Bull, and that's Gray Goose. Petunia was the first dog I ever had on this channel. Really, really great success story with her and her owner. She's proof that, especially with the pits, it can be done. You know, when you're talking about a dog and human aggressive dog coming as far as she has with her owner. You know, I wish for every client that they can experience the kind of relationship that I've been able to experience with all of my dogs. Unfortunately, Petunia and her owner have that. And so, it's really, really awesome. Especially since it's an older woman and a pit bull. Quite the unlikely duo, right? Older woman and a pit bull. You don't see that too much. Hey, where you going, girl? Come here. But Petunia's owner's done a very, very, very good job with him. Oh, I thought there was a dog barking in that car. I was about to say, like, we need to break some windows or something. Right? I wish there was a sidewalk here. There's no sidewalk. By Petunia, there's no sidewalk here. Looks like Goose needs some time in the shade. Hold on, Petunia. I think she needs a minute. Or maybe not. Okay, come on. All right. Should we cross the street? Come on, let's go. All right. Nice job, nice job, nice job. Excellent. Good girl, Petunia. Right? You guys want to walk down this way? All right. Now that we're back at the park. So. Okay. What you think, girl? I won't take you far. Right? I won't take you far. I know you do. I know. I gotta throw this bag of shit away though. I'm tired. Oh, there's a garbage can. Right? I know. Tell me about it, girl. Now, one thing I want to point out is every off-leash dog that I've had, if you notice, it all looks the same, right? I don't care if it's Grizz, Petunia, although Grizz is still learning, but Petunia, Grizz, Goose, whatever. It all looks the same in that I don't really have to say much to them. I just kind of move in a direction and they follow, right? But if I have to address them, they listen. What's up, Ryan? Hey, OT, what's up? Appreciate you joining, man. We got Petunia and Grey Goose. Appreciate you joining. Petunia, unfortunately, she's a little older now. And so, yeah, Robert quit, man. Yeah, he's the older one with the beard. Well, he made a post yesterday. Hold on, Petunia. Goose needs some time in the shade. He made a post last night talking about how, which is funny because he's kind of shaming his audience a little bit. He's basically saying, like, all the people I've helped, all the, my work, you guys claim it helps you, but you don't share, like, nobody shares any videos, so on and so forth. And then he's basically saying, well, he's going to have to stop giving free advice, and he's going to have to put everything behind, like, a membership paywall and only charge for his Zoom consults, which I thought was funny because he's always going on and on about how everybody's ripping everybody off and only cares about money. But no, I'm not. This is just what Robert's saying, Ryan. If you shared anything, I do appreciate it. But I just thought it was interesting how he's talking about, everybody's only after money, but clearly he's only interested in charging for the Zoom consults and putting everything behind a membership paywall. So it's like, well, we all got to make a living. But don't like shame your audience for not sharing your work. You know what I mean? But especially if most of your videos you're saying the same thing over and over and over again. And there's a purpose for that. Don't get me wrong. But it's the same message every video, you know? And if a lot of the videos you make are just criticizing everybody else, then I mean, what good does it really do? You know what I mean? All right. Oh, we crossing the street, Patunia. Okay. Wait. Hold on, Goose. Hold on. All right, let's go. Definitely, Ryan. It's all good though, man. You know, timing's an important thing too. So, you know, you get other things squared away and maybe there'll be a better time, you know? You know what I mean? Wish everybody join. If you're just joining, this is Petunia the Pit Bull, and Grey Goose is right behind me. Right, girl? We're not gonna walk terribly long. Petunia has some arthritis in her front leg that she can't really walk that long. You can see she's getting the gray in her face. You know, we don't know how old she is, but she's getting older. But we're just strolling through her neighborhood. Right, girl? I know, tell me about it. You're doing great. I wish they put sidewalks in this neighborhood. There's no sidewalks in this neighborhood. Well, there's one over here. Goose, come on, girl. We're gonna go to the sidewalk. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, no, I just found it interesting. It's just like you know, he goes on and on about his health problems, but which he mentioned in the post, but I mean, I've never, you know, the chain smoking is out of control. So it's like, well, you know, you bear some responsibility for that. Don't act like you're such a victim to circumstance, right? You want to go back this way, girl? Definitely, Ryan. For sure, man. Don't put all kinds of pressure on yourself, though, you know? Oops, sorry, Petunia, hold on. Let me fix that leash. Hold on, Petunia, let's wait for Goose. Goose is... Those of you just joining, not feeling the best this morning, so I appreciate it. Or I apologize, it's a little low energy this morning. Robert Hines, he's Robert Hines. OT, Robert Hines is a interesting character, but he goes by the radical behaviorist. And so, if you go check out the radical behaviorist, you'll see the post. Yeah. But yeah, he said he was quitting. He said he can't give free advice anymore. And shame on everybody for not sharing his work. If it's you know, people claim that it's helped them. Why aren't you sharing my work? Well, nobody's obligated to share your fucking work, first of all. You know? Yeah, he's definitely radical. You are right, Ryan. You are correct. That is a true statement. It's funny because when I first started my channel, so The backstory is I did a debate with Robert last like April, and of course, I don't think the debate really went well for him. So when it was over, he claimed that there was audio issues, and so he couldn't post it. I was like, well, that's convenient. But then when we were debating, I was telling him about Petunia, and he said, well, do you have any proof? Like, show me this dog. And so that first video on my channel was showing him Petunia. It's like, all right, well, you challenged me to show the dog I was talking about. Well, I'll show you the dog. And so, Robert Hines has been kind of a, somebody I just, he's featured on the channel here and there. That's all you need, Ryan. Here you go, smart dog guy. Works for me. Just pull up a video you watched and then send it, right? If you wanted to. I mean, I'm appreciative of anybody who wants to share my work. Nobody's obligated to do that. Yeah, Goose wants some shade. For those just joining, appreciate you joining. This is Patunia the Pit Bull, and my dog Grey Goose is back there. I guess it's fitting that we're talking about Robert Hines and Petunia. Petunia's on the stream today because she was the first dog, and it was relevant to Robert Hines, so it was like we kind of came full circle today, Right? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with you guys' comments here while Goose catches up. Yeah, it's all Skinner. He thinks Skinner. If you don't read Skinner's 21 books, you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know anything about psychology, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a lot of it is cause and effect, for sure. Definitely. You know what? Oh, I'm gonna take Petunia off the leash here. Linktree. I forget what that is, Ryan. Well, as I announced earlier, memberships will be available very soon. So that's one thing that we'll be able to do. I don't remember what link trees are, though. Appreciate everybody joining. Grey Goose, and there's Petunia the Pit Bull. She's had enough. I'm not going to push her too hard. Like I said, she's got arthritis in that leg, so we're not going to walk too long. I think Goose has had enough too. It is needlessly complicated, if you ask me. And then when they, they boil everything down to these, it's all learning theory, 4 quadrants of learning. And I just don't see things that way. Now, when you're talking about actual learning, yeah, the 4 quadrants would be applicable, but I make the distinction on my channel that behavioral issues it's not a learning endeavor. Those are social issues. So we have to address things on a social level, which has nothing to do with the 4 quadrants. Now, when you're teaching skills, yeah, you want to utilize the 4 quadrants, because now you're actually utilizing what the 4 quadrants are meant for, which is teaching skills, learning, right? Now, of course, you learn, learning is contextual. I could put my hand on a hot stove and learn that that's not a good idea. But this is the other thing I always find interesting, because he always says, well, Skinner openly opposed punishment. Okay, well, that's true. However, life punishes you, right? There are natural consequences to things. If I put my hand on a hot stove, well, that is a very painful experience, but that's, like you said, Ryan, it's cause and effect. So nobody went out of their way to say punish me, but the act of me doing that had a very uncomfortable consequence. Oh, I got you, Ryan. Yeah, now that you mention it, I've heard of it before. Yeah. Yeah, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And within those needs, there is a lot of, there's a lot of social needs there, But for those of you just joining, that's Petunia the pit bull. It's my dog, Grey Goose. We already went for a walk. I'm not going to push Petunia too far. She's got arthritis in her legs, so I could tell she wanted to get back home, so we're not going to push her too far. So we're just hanging out in her backyard. Hey, whatever works for you, Ryan. Really appreciate everybody joining. If you wanted to see us walk, I would recommend going back to the beginning of the stream. But really just wanted to mention that Robert Hines is quitting. I guess he's had enough. I made a post about it if anyone wants to go read it. But really appreciate everybody joining. I love these live streams. There's a bunch of them on my channel. If you're new to the channel, I love the live streams because you can't hide nothing. There's no editing. There's no gimmicks. No nothing. No bullshit. Right, Petunia? I know. Tell me about it, girl. I would say it's situational, Ryan. Depends on the context. Now, when we're talking about demands, the one thing I would say in agreement with you is don't place unreasonable demands on your dog, and don't expect your dog to follow through on a demand if they don't understand the demand. Right? Like if I call my dog to me, but my dog doesn't understand what that means when I do it, well, then I can't expect them to do it. Right? It would be an unreasonable expectation. But now if my dog knows what it is when I call them and they don't do it, well, now they're blowing me off. Now I have to follow through. Right? What do you think, Toonie? I know, I'm going to let you in here in a minute. I think you want to go inside. So I really appreciate everybody joining. I'm not feeling the best this morning, so I guess it's for the best that Patunia doesn't want to walk that long. But anybody has any last minute words. I'm going to cut it off here in a minute. Let her out. Right. Or let her in, I mean. Right, there's a big difference, Ryan. Alright, guys, I appreciate everybody joining me. I'm going to let Petunia in. Really, really appreciate everybody joining. We got a decent show up today. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you.